Lesson 2 in our review of polynomials is adding and subtracting polynomials.
I can add polynomials and subtract polynomials.
Basic term you need to know with adding and subtracting polynomials is like terms. Like terms are monomials. Remember, those are a number, a variable, or a product of number and variables. It's one term. And they have to have the same variable or the same variables with the exact same exponents. Alright, I'm going to do example 1 for you, and then I think you should try 2, 3, and 4 and see if you come up with the right answer. So first of all, we're going to name the like terms in each group. So I'm looking at the first group here, and I have a 3 with an ilm attached to it. So I'm looking for any other term that has an ilm and just an ilm attached to it. And 6 does. So 3m and 6m go together. Alright, now I'm taking care of those. My next term is 8n. It has an n attached to it. So I'm looking for the term that has just an n attached to it. And that would be 5n. So 8n and 5n are like terms. And finally, I am left with just this 4mn. There is no terms like this. There is no other term that has both an m and an n. So 4mn is by itself. Alright, you see if you can group your like terms on the next 3 together. So stop the video, restart when you're ready to check. Alright, so this is my like terms. I have them grouped together there in a circle to show that they go together. And the terms that were left over, when there was just one of them, they didn't have anything like them. So there you go. Okay, when you add polynomials, all you do is group like terms together and find the sum. So here is our first problem, and what I've done is I've taken the first polynomial and I put it like in the column method, and I put the second one in another row, and what I did was I stacked my like terms on top of each other to help me with my adding. Now, when you add like terms, what makes them the same, such as this a squared, you keep the same. So you bring down the a squareds and you do the math with the numbers in front. 4 minus 9 is negative 5. 7 and 2 both have an a. A is what makes them alike, and 7 plus 2 is 9. And then I have 2 plain old numbers, and I just adding of my integers, put them together. So I get 5a squared plus 9a minus 18 is my answer. Alright, here's one for you to try. I've already put all my like terms in columns and stacked my like terms on top of each other. So pause the video, you see if you can come up with it, and restart when you're ready to check your work. So pause now. Hopefully we got the same answer. If we didn't, ask me about it tomorrow. Alright, now on to subtraction. When you subtract a polynomial, you do it by adding its opposite or its additive inverse. Alright, I'm going to arrange the terms in the column form, and then I'm going to subtract by adding the additive inverse. Basically what that means I'm doing is if I'm going to subtract this second line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to change the signs of everything. This is my additive inverse of this number, and then I can make it addition. It's a whole lot easier to change the second row, all the signs in the second row, and add them together. Then I add my like terms. They both have an a squared, so what makes them the same stays the same. Then I do the math with the numbers in front. 6 plus 11 is 17. I don't have another a to combine that with, so I just bring it down. Then both of these terms have a b cubed, so what makes them the same stays the same. And the math with the numbers in front. 12 minus 8 is 4. So there's my answer. Alright, here's one for you to try. Here's subtraction. You can subtract one term at a time, or you can go straight across the second row, flip the signs and add. It's your choice. So pause the video. do the work and restart when you're ready to check your answer. Here's my answer. If you have any questions, ask me tomorrow. On to another try. Same thing. So try this one and then check your work. So stop the video now and give it a shot. Right, here's my answer. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me tomorrow. All right, here's some more example problems to try. First one, basically your like terms are the 40y and the 18y, so I only have one of the 55x, and then I'm going to combine my y's. They both have a y, and then it's just 40 minus 18, which is what, 22? Alright, the second one, there are no like terms, so it's simplified as it is. And if you look at number 12 here, any of these other terms that have an a squared b, and this one does, so I have two like terms with an a squared b, and I do the math with the numbers in front. And then finally I just have my 8ab squared. And let's see over here, I have a 9f and a 5f, so 9f plus 5f gives me 13f. I have just one of the d's, so that is negative 6d, and then I have two terms with e, and I just add the numbers together, so it gives me 31e. And finally my last one, I have 25a and a negative 4a, so they both have an a, and 25 minus 4 is 21. And I have two terms with an a squared, and 15 minus 42 is negative 27, I believe. 5, 1, yes. So there's my answer to those. Alright, one last problem. So we have the perimeter of a triangle is this expression right here, 11x squared minus 9x plus 10. One side of the triangle is 5x squared minus 13x plus 24, and the other side is x squared plus 7x plus 9. And you need to find the measure of the third side. So perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the measures of the three sides. So to find the measure of the missing side, we just need to subtract the two given measures from the perimeter. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to add those two sides together. When we do, 5x squared plus x squared gives us 6x squared. Negative 13x plus 7x gives us negative 6x, and 24 plus 9 gives us 33. So we've combined those two sides, and then we just have to subtract that from the perimeter. And when we subtract those two sides combined added together from the perimeter, let's see, since it's subtracting that second row, if I change all my signs all the way across, I can make it addition. And all I do is my x squares are lined up. 11 minus 6 is 5. My x's, negative 29 minus 6 is negative 35. Oops, and that is negative 29 plus 6. Almost made a mistake there. So that is actually 23. And 10 minus 33 is negative 23. Two 23s. So, and see if you have the right answers. You take all three of those sides, you add them together, and see if they give you the perimeter. And it did, so we got it right. And that's all, folks.